Good evening, Chicago. It's your boy, Pastor Kevin, back one more time, filling in for my good friend, my lovely wife, Dr. D Tycoon. I'm back, I'm here. I'm going to hold it down for today. Blessings to everybody. Chicago, you know we are. Can TV live call-in show, D Tycoon show. We are promoting community unity now. Live call-in show. See that number down there on the bottom of the screen? I want you to dial it and ask me some questions and get some answers today in regards to everything you want to know. 312-738-1060. How y'all doing this evening, Chicago? We are back one more again. Like I said, I'm Pastor Kevin Jones filling in for Dr. Tycoon this great Chicago evening. I just want to welcome you all back to D Tycoon Show, Community Unity Now. And got a few things I want to touch on today because today is a big day. Today is election day, so we're going to discuss election day today, what you all decide to do as far as casting your vote, who you voted for, why you voted for that person, give you a little information in regards to elections and voting and casting your vote and understanding why your vote is important, or at least telling me why you think your vote doesn't count, because I've been hearing some things, seeing some things on social media where people are saying that, you know, voting ain't doing us no good. We've been voting and nothing has changed. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. And me personally, I just believe that that's not the truth. Your vote does count. Your vote can make a difference. This is a system in which we live in that I think is not designed for us. But unfortunately, the way that we get things done in this system is to be democratic. So we have to vote. We have to get our vote out there. We have to do the right thing so that we show power in numbers and we show that the democratic process can work for us. It would be a slap in the face, in my opinion, to our forefathers, the Dr. Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's of the world that have lost their lives, the Medgar Evers, the Rosa Parkses of the world who have lost their lives in regards to us having a right to vote, and we don't go out and exercise that right. You know, so I'm just saying from my perspective that it is hard for me to sit back and say that, you know, I'm not going to go out there and vote because what has voting gotten me? What is, you know, the forefathers didn't die for me to vote. They didn't do nothing for me to vote. That's one of the most foolishest things that I've heard. So you think that Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Rosa Parks, the 3 little girls in a church bombing, everybody that sat in at restaurants so they can have a meal, not just the right to vote, to be able to eat in their own neighborhoods where white people ate and things of that nature, to be desegregated, the people that's like trying to get into school and all these kind of things, man, the old Miss students and all of that. You think that that was for fun? You think that that was staged? You think that that was null and void? You think people gave their lives and were murdered and martyred for us to have a difference and make a difference today? And you think that it was for nothing? I think not. I got callers already, so I'm going to take a caller right now. Send a call through. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead, caller.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. I just was turning through channels and heard you talking about voting today. I do think it's very important. And I just think that people right now, you know, they're just a little disgusted and they just confused about the candidates that we have. It's like, you know, it's hard to make a decision because it's like picking, and you don't have really much to go through, you know. So I think people want to vote, but they just don't feel like they have really quality candidates right now. So in my opinion, you know, of course, I went out there and voted and everything, but, you know, I wasn't really happy about having to do that because of the situation and what we're in. You hear so many things. You hear so many things about both candidates that's, you know, heartening. It's disheartening. It makes you overwhelmingly with disbelief in either one. So I'm just hoping and praying that, you know, at the end of the day, whomever gets in place, that, you know, God will touch their heart and mind to do the right thing for all people, because I just think as citizens, we've been through quite a bit enough. Um, I don't think we need any more race wars and any more, racism and all of that. It's just tiresome. It's played out, really.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay.
I thank you for your call. I thank you for your concerns, but I want to try to help alleviate some of those concerns right now. Thank you, sister, once again for calling in. But as sister was saying, she had some concerns about voting today. It was kind of disheartening because she went to the polls and it was like pretty much like people saying that you picked the lesser of two evils. But what you got to realize is, pre-election, you have to educate yourself on who's running. Because first of all, it's more than just Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton running for president of the United States. We got to understand that as well. But they're the most the two candidates that are in the forefront with their campaigns and with what's going on because they got money, they got influence, and this is who society at large is trying to put excuse me, out there in the forefront to be the face or be in a place of what's going on as far as the presidential election goes. So first thing you got to do is educate yourself on who these candidates are. And what will they do to help you in your community? Me personally, I don't think neither one of them is going to do anything to help my community where I come from because I'm a firm believer in how can you help somebody poor if you've never been poor, never been around poor people? How can you, help somebody understand why, the justice system is not working for them if you've never been a part of a justice system that mistreated you? So if you ain't walked in my shoes or at least been around me when I'm going through my struggle, you'll never understand my struggle. But that's just my opinion. And I'm not trying to deviate anyone away from what they plan on doing. And I want you to also realize that it's not just the president of the United States that we're voting for today. On a local level, we got judges that's running to get back in their seats. We got state reps, and we got other amendments to the Illinois Constitution and things regarding funding for CPS. So there's a lot of stuff going on as far as voting goes today. And my thing is I want our people to be educated and astute on what's going on with regards to these judges and the thing that's going on a local level because we got judges that's giving our people, sentences that they don't deserve. We got judges, locking the young men up because they're getting paid under the table and sending our families away for X amount of time. We got legislation that's being passed was making this habitual criminal act and all these other things that's going on. So we got to know exactly who these people are that they want us to vote for. And when you don't vote, it's like you casting a negative vote. So you got to know. So educate yourself on who this judge is. What's his conviction rate? How does he handle minorities versus how he handle other races when it comes to his decisions in his courtroom or his or her courtroom. So we got to understand all these things. So we can't sit back and say that our vote won't count or we vote for the lesser of two evils or we don't have no education or no knowledge on who these candidates are, what they're doing. So we got a lot of judges that will slide into those seats because other judges are retiring and they're going to be vacant. We got a lot of state reps and state senators that's coming up for a re-election and they have nobody opposing them, but we voting them in and we don't know what they're about, what they've been doing, what kind of bills they've been passing. We can go to all of that. We just got to educate ourselves and exercise the wisdom and the muscle that we got to make a difference in our community. So you got to know who your state rep is. You ought to know who your alderman is. You know what I mean? We ought to know these things as individuals, as constituents or residents living in our communities. This is stuff that we ought to know. You know what I mean? We ought to know, like I say, the ward superintendent in which we live. You know what I'm saying? So, and we ought to know that as taxpayers, and this is really important. I want everybody to get this. We ought to know as taxpayers, as citizens, as people who vote, we hold the power. They work for us. We have to make them understand that they are public service. And if they don't want to understand that, we got to exercise our right as citizens of this. I guess we can say we're citizens of this country, even though we're not treated like it. We get treated like less than animals, in my opinion, in this country, in this city, in this state. But nevertheless, we have to make a difference by having our voice heard through the democratic system. And everybody ain't going to agree with that. But instead of us complaining about how our neighborhoods are and what's going on and black-on-black crime and, police brutality and everything like that, which is warranting our complaints, is warranting our, our hurt, our displeasure. Don't get me wrong. We got a right to voice those opinions. We got a right to be upset about how police treat us in our communities. We got a right to be upset at how we treat ourselves in our communities. But we got to be accountable first. And we got to make other people be accountable. We got to make Superintendent Johnson be accountable. We got to make the mayor be accountable. We got to make the state's attorney be accountable. I don't care who that is in office. Anita Alvarez, she's out of there. But if it's Kim Foxx, and Kim Foxx, I love her. I want her to do the right thing. We're going to start a clean slate. But if she's not doing the right thing, guess what? We got to get her out of there too. Point blank, period. We can't just keep going blind and voting with one political party because that's what our mamas did and that's what we've been doing for the last 50 years. You have to educate yourself on these people and make sure that they're going to do anything to benefit you, your community, and you moving forward in progress. And we got another caller, so send a caller through. Caller, are you there? Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Pastor?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
I'm good. I was just calling to say that I'm enjoying the show. Very good topic. It's a lot going on. If you can, I just kind of wanted to kind of tell the people that, after they go and vote, try to go out there to 111, where they are protesting for the young man, Bill.
Joshua Bill.
Yeah, Joshua Bill. And it's just sad that, people can't vote and go home and be able to just watch the results. They got to be out there still fighting for the right to be heard for justice. So I was just calling to say that and, just say that you're doing a good job and, keep up the good work. And, we hope we get some justice. It's just so frustrating. We're getting tired of hearing all of these things that's happening in Chicago, and we ready for it to stop. But, how could you rest when so much mess is going on? That's what I want to say.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate compliments and everything, but far from my works of my own self, glory be to God that He give me the wisdom, He give me the energy and the power to do whatever I get to do. But condolences. I was going to get into that, so a segue. She done led me right into it. Thanks, sis. Segue right now. Condolences to the family of Joshua Bill. Lost a brother. Kids lost a father. We lost a brother. We lost another, king to senseless violence in our streets at the hands of CPD. Stories are conflicting about what happened. But hopefully the truth will prevail. Videos are coming out, everything like that, and we'll get justice for Josh, man. Say his name, Joshua Bill. Didn't deserve to die in the way that he died. You know what I mean? So these are things that people don't understand. That they think that we wake up every morning and just want to go protest and make noise about stuff. But when you commit injustices and atrocities against someone else, and we have the constitutional right to protest peacefully and to let our voices be heard about what's going on, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to stand by and be silent when things happen to people in our community. We don't stand by and be silent when things happen at the hands of our own people in our own community. So I don't care what anybody says and think that when the police do something or brutalize or shoot or murder somebody, that's the only time we making noise. That's not the truth, and it'll never be the truth. We are here making noise when we killing our own. We making our own selves be accountable. We go out here and we minister, we talk, we mentor, we love on, and we try to get our young people straight about what's going on and why we can't lose hope and what's going on in our communities, because that's why you have a lot of what's going on in our community, because we are hopeless because of what this system has done to us. We have lost hope. We have lost value in ourselves because we see other people not valuing us. So it's easy for somebody from the outside looking in to give their comments. It's easy for somebody on the outside looking in to say certain things when they have no clue about what people go through in our communities just to survive. Just to survive, just to be treated equally, just to be treated like a human being, not to be treated like they want to treat us, to do what they want to do to us. Police should be held to a higher standard. So I mean, they can say what they want to say, but it's a difference between police murdering somebody and we having murders in our own community. Granted, we got to be accountable. We got to stop the foolishness. We got to start loving one another. We got to start looking at it like I am my brother and my sister's keeper. And we got to understand that life is valuable. So we got to start valuing our own lives and valuing the lives of others. So we got to stand up as a community. Inglewood, South Shore, the West Side, Chatham, no matter where we are, we got to stand up and start valuing ourselves, valuing our property in our community, valuing each other, and showing love to one another. That's the only way this beast going to get killed is by love. But police are here to serve and protect. Point blank, period. But we got to understand who they serving. They're not serving us, and that's evident by what's been going on in our communities, period. We need to have our own people policing in our own communities. We don't need the mayor to have control of the police, because when you have control of the police, you have control of everything. Because you're going to have control of what is now pretty much like a militia. They're like the Gestapo. And they're going to continue to do what they want to do, and they're not held accountable for their actions. They're going to continue to have issues and situations like Laquan McDonald. We're going to continue to have the Betty Joneses when police ain't held accountable. We're going to continue to have the Ronnie Mans when police are not held accountable. We're going to continue to have the issues like an incident like we had with Dr. Tycoon when she was assaulted, her and her children, by the police, and they laughing like it's funny. We're going to continue to have these issues in our communities until we get people of color or people with righteous hearts and spirit patrolling our communities. But until we get that, until police be held accountable, they should not be able to kill us and murder us and go get a donut and go get a burger and act like it never happened. So we got to stop being blind to what's going on. We see in other states, in other places where, people of different, white people are having shootouts with police, and they going home, they going in churches premeditatedly, wait after an hour and murder 8 people, and then they get sent out they get to leave and get arrested in a bulletproof vest, while we don't even get a chance to have our due process. Period. Philando Castile, Rekia Boyd, like I said, Laquan McDonald, they going to live forever. Sandra Bland, we not going to allow these things to keep happening. You think we just going to have a silent voice on it and we not going to, make noise about this, because it's wrong and we got injustice that's happening. I got another call I'm going to take, but that has to be said. And that's why, shout out to those people that are on 111th and Mount Greenwood. Be peaceful. Get the job done. Do what you got to do. We not condoning violence. We're not promoting violence. So don't associate everything with Black Lives Matter. Shout out to Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Matter is not a fascist group. They're not a hate group. They care about their people like we all should care about our people. The same way Mount Greenwood makes comments about they care about their communities, we care about our communities in Inglewood too. We care about our communities in Chatham. We care about our communities in South Shore. We care about our communities on the West Side. So don't think for 1 second that we're going to continue to let things go on how they're going. We're going to fix what we got to fix, but you all need to fix what you got to fix. Period. Call, are you there?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead with your question, comment, or concern.
Well, I have a comment. I was listening to you talking, and you were saying, like, we have to fix, we care about our communities and all of that. And I agree. African American community do care about the community. But what I was going to address that if the community is paying out money through taxes and none of it is coming back through education, through fixing the neighborhoods up, and that's what the money is supposed to be allocated for, and programs and recreation and things of that nature. They're taking all the money over to other areas instead of bringing it into our areas. You expect exactly what's going on. A product of poverty, no jobs or job programs or any of that.
Right.
For the people to work. And then, of course, if they go out of their neighborhood to work, are they going to hire them?
True.
So, it all starts from the head down. If the head is not on straight, the body of the city can't function right.
That's right.
I really like Harold Washington and how Harold Washington handled things. He did things fair across the city. And basically I'm just trying to, have a conversation with you because you got a great platform here, and I think the people they want to be heard. I know I want to be heard, and we want to see a difference. So hopefully, Hillary did all of that talking about what she's going to do. A lot of times I think this is kind of season for women. If she, make it, I hope she do the right thing. Even if she's done a lot of wrong in the past, this is a new start where she can make her wrong right. So if she don't make her wrong right, that everybody's talking about, then of course we know not to vote for her again and make some noise to, see how we can make some changes with her too. So,
Thank you, sis, for your call. I appreciate that. Hey, I'll keep that in mind, So, like you were saying, I want to touch on what you were just talking about and what I was just talking about too. So, as far as the mayor who failed us, by the way, Rahm Emanuel, fraud Emanuel. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to the Chicago Alliance Against Racism and Political Repression. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for standing strong with CPAC, the Civilian Police Accountability Council, which we want to replace IPRA and COPA, this farce that they just implemented to replace IPRA. Is still appointed by the mayor, still has his stooges, still has his people that are not going to have our best interests at heart. So if you are around and you don't know what CPAC is, please find out about CPAC, because it's something that's going to really help us. Civilian Police Accountability Council. That gives us community control of the police. So we'll pick who we want on that board. We'll make the decisions as far as it goes with the police. It needs to be done, needs to be implemented immediately. COPA, nothing. We don't want that. Shouldn't even got it. The mayor does what he wants to do because he thinks he's in charge, but we got a trick for you, buddy. Like I said, Chicago Alliance Against Racism and Political Repression, CPAC. Everybody down there, the Chicago Alliance, man, we love you. We appreciate the work that you do. They have an event coming up November 25th. Shut down the Mag Mile Black Friday if we don't get what we want. They're going to be out there at 10 a.m. having their programming. I'm telling you, they're going to be out there deep. It's going to be something you want to be involved with. If we don't get what we want, we're going to shut them down. It's point blank, period. They should not be able to make money, and we spend our dollars with them. So we got to understand, you all, as individuals, as a community, they should not be able to make money off of us or profit off of us when they do what they do to us. Point blank, period. So if you can, find a black business to spend your money with. Find something else to do with your money. Educate your kids on, why you working hard, doing what you doing to supply the things that you supply for them. But November 25th, 10 a.m., Black Friday, downtown Mag Mile, Michigan Avenue, Chicago Alliance Against Racism and Political Repression will be there, and they're going to have Black Friday shutting down. They're shutting down the Mag Mile. A lot of other groups going to be out there, Black Lives Matters, host of other people. Don't know off the top of my head, so don't charge them my head. Charge them my heart, charge them my head. So that's what's going to be going down out there. Again, this nice, wonderful sweatshirt I'm wearing says Laquan Law, effective immediately. Laquan Law, legislation that we have implemented, and it is actually a House bill right now. House Bill 6616, Laquan Law. It is right now. We're trying to get this pushed and passed right now. So what we need to do is in the Rules Committee right now, but we don't want this law, this bill, to die in the Rules Committee or get stalled out. So I need you that's out there right now. Reach out to your state reps, your state senators, call your friends, your neighbors, your aunties, your uncles, your boyfriends, your husbands, your wives, your sugar daddies, everybody. Call your state rep, call your state senator, and I want you to make some noise about Laquan Law. We want you to contact them and let them know you want Laquan Law implemented effective immediately. We want it moved out of Rules Committee and put into cities and villages so that it can make the next steps and the next stage that we needed to go to. So Laquan Law, remember that. Laquan Law, House Bill 6616. We need you to make noise about it. Contact your state rep, contact your state senators, let them know that you want this bill moved. It's almost that time. We got to get out of here, y'all. I thank you for the callers that came in today, all the sisters that voiced their opinions. If you voting, make sure you voting, educated about why you're doing it, make sure you knowing exactly what you're doing. And after it's over, post post-election actions, man. Make these people be accountable for what they got to do. Make these people know what they got to do. Stand up in our communities, the aldermen, the state's attorneys, the judges, the president. Make them all do what they're supposed to do. State reps, state senators. Make sure they're working for you because that's who they're supposed to be working for. Listen, Chicago, I love you. Blessings and peace to you today. I'm Pastor Kevin Jones filling in for Dr. Tycoon. This is Community Unity Now. I love you all, Chicago. Blessings. Be safe. We'll holler at you next time.